Hello and welcome back to the Lease Summit Town Hall Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Parker. Just a reminder that the Town Hall Podcast is brought to the good people of Lease Summit by Budget Blinds of Lease Summit, a great local family running a great local business. They are your home for enlightened style shades, and they're also your home for those robot-powered shades. If you wanna use your Alexa device, your Siri, your Google, whatever, if you want to make your home a smart home, you just say, hey, open my shades, and it all works for it. So when you're ready to make your home a smart home, go see Budget Blinds of Lease Summit right in downtown. Tell them Nick sent you. All right. Actually, you are a repeat guest. I have my guest today. It has been on the show before when we first started way back when, and now 800 some episodes later. Welcome back, Brian Pilachowski.
Hi, how's it going?
Brian is a former neighbor, also a former fellow Taekwondo dad.
Yeah.
When our kids did those things. But Brian is the new owner of the Local Foundry, a popular store in downtown, as well as still the owner of his awesome graphic company, t-shirt, sweatshirt, everything, Press Monkey Studios.
Yep. So, yeah, I just acquired the Local Foundry in November. So
Has it been that long even?
Yeah, it's been that long.
I feel like time just, yeah.
Yeah, so, I wasn't doing anything for the month of Christmas. I had no shows. So,
you bought a building in downtown Pleasant Hill where you've had Press Monkey, kind of the home base for Press Monkey Studios for a while. And your stuff has been for sale inside Local Foundry, I think, since the beginning.
Yeah,
almost,
since the very first
Dave
one,
and Ben opened that store. But what kind of made you want to come back into Lease Summit?
So to be honest with you, I hadn't even really thought about it. I mean, I was selling good. So I've been selling there. So since they were up on, is it actually this street? They're on Market.
Yeah, on
since they're on Market.
The original location.
And then, I redid the back room and there, before last Christmas, not this past Christmas before, I redid the back room and said, hey, you have this whole room back here. You're not doing anything with it. Get some old signs. Yeah. So we moved those out, and sales were really good. I think we really improved being able to stock a little bit better. I was able to actually pay somebody to come out and check my stock and see what I needed, restock for us. And then, so then they contact me like in the fall and say, hey, we want to concentrate on signs. Well, you do retail really good. I don't know if it's a compliment. I think Ben said I do junky really well.
Well,
so he goes, we do junky too, but I do it well. So I like old stuff too. I thought about it and I was like, yeah, let's do this. So, I purchased it from them in November. And we'll be pretty much keeping a lot of it. The vendors and stuff like that will be the same. The offerings will be the same. We just want to add to it. So,
yeah. So, I mean, your Press Monkey is a graphic apparel company mostly. You say you like the junky stuff. I mean, like, is that a thing that, like, the knickknacks and the crazy vintage things? So that's a passion of yours as well? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I like old stuff. My design kind of has a retro feel to it too. We like to add a little bit. There's something nostalgic about it. Design was kind of cool back in the day. A little bit. People put a little bit more effort. I don't know. It was just different. It was fun. There was like characters and icons and all kinds of fun stuff that they would do. So I kind of get a lot of my inspiration from a lot of the older stuff. So,
well, you're an artist. Yeah. By your career, your life has been that. You are a former Hallmark employee, and if people want to go way back and listen to episode whatever, like I think you were in the first 10 or 15. Probably
we were in your front. I think it was a dining room / office.
Yeah, I turned a dining room table into my desk.
That's right. That's right. It was
my home office when I first started before moving here to the vault.
Yeah.
But you're a former Hallmark. You did cool things there. Yeah. You did the pop-up books and stuff. So what would I guess tell me a little bit about your aesthetic, that you are trying to do as you've moved into this.
My aesthetic. Yeah, I mean, people say I have a look. I don't know. I think I have a look. Maybe I don't know. I do have things that I kind of like. I kind of built a brand. Basically, I got started. I mean, it might help to talk about like a little bit how like I got doing screen. People always ask, how did you do screen printing? So
I just remember, I think we were sitting watching our kids, or trying not to watch our kids do the Taekwondo thing one time, and you were like, "Hey, I bought a screen printer. I think I want to try it."
Yeah. I was actually trying to do it to save up money for my kids' college, and that's how it all got started. So started in our car garage,
which we're both there. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but yeah. So we kind of did that, and I needed extra money outside of Hallmark, something that was not computer related at all, because I sat all day at computer. And then so then I bought $2,000 worth of equipment. Had no idea. I figure if I fail, I fail. I get a bunch of equipment. And then I think I did our neighborhood shirts for our block party.
Yeah.
And then started getting some custom work. Made no money for the first 2 years, 3 years. I may have pulled $1,000 out in the third year. So then I moved into. Eventually, I was doing that in the third car garage for 5 years.
Yeah, because I remember as you added equipment to the garage.
Yeah. The cars kept getting pushed out. Then we moved out to Pleasant Hill. And I was going to build an outbuilding, so I was going to put my shop in an outbuilding. Never happened. Ended up getting into kind of the town, Pleasant Hill, and buying a building downtown. Pleasant Hill. Well, I bought the van first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the van, so I'd take that to shows, the cool old Ford Falcon custom.
What year is that, man?
64.
64. That's
64,
such a cool.
yeah.
I'm sure people, when they see it again, because you're at the festivals. Yeah. You've got it parked on the street, which is kind of, look, that's much cooler than the Easy Up tents that most people.
Yeah. I did the Easy Up tent. Actually, my first show was Oktoberfest in 2016. As my Oktoberfest. So, and that was an Easy Up tent.
I feel like between, probably about 2018 and 2021, there were 1 million people doing shirts.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody, they look, you bought the cricket machine or whatever, right? And I know there's a difference between skill levels and stuff, but I'm like, what do you think you were doing to kind of stand out? Because there were a lot of t-shirt companies.
There were a lot. Most companies, and some may still do it. A lot of them don't print their own shirts. I actually print everything. So we do everything in-house. I mean, a lot of people, they do designs and stuff, but they send them off and get them printed. Yeah. Which the cool thing is about me is I can turn stuff on a dime. So, we can get to it if the Chiefs, if we get our three-peat, we will have shirts Monday morning. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want to jinx anything. We're not going to ask too much.
Yeah.
Because I am superstitious about the sports.
Yeah.
I think
Stephanie is too. She didn't even want to say it.
No. We will sit in the same spots we've sat every other winning season, right?
Everything you do will affect that game. You should know that.
100%.
You know that.
100%. I still do all the things I did as a kid in Little League, right?
Yeah.
But when do you have to? So okay, you're watching the big game on Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Chiefs, so it's gonna be close.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know until the very end. But so when do you have to start printing? You say you're gonna have shirts Monday morning. I mean, are you up all night?
No, I usually get.
Are you using your kids as slave labor?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if they're your kids, it doesn't matter. There's I tell them they live in a communist dictatorship.
Well,
just get used to it. So,
that's fair.
Yeah. No, so what I do is I have everything ready though. So we will have the website ready that we can just go live right away. If I know a minute till the end, we're going live. We're going to start taking orders because we have an online business too. But I'll have the screen set up. I'll have the ink in the screen. So all I have to do is go in Monday morning and we start printing.
Oh, wow.
I usually have most of the shirts tagged on the back. I always have my Press Monkey tag, but we start printing Monday morning. So I'm hoping by 10 we'll have stuff in Foundry. Wow. Some people walk in and just grab their stuff and then walk back out. I'm pretty much the first one to market. So
that's awesome.
As far as a small person, I can't make a bunch of shirts. And
you're not pre-printing.
I'm not pre-printing
10,000, and if they lose, you're going to ship them off to a third world country that needs shirts.
Third world village. They all.
Well, Let's go backward. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
yeah,
some
yeah.
of the kids. Look, everybody, like nobody loves a Kansas City shirt like somebody from Kansas City.
Yeah.
But you've got lots of Chief stuff, lots
Yeah,
of Kansas City stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's available now. If you need, I'll admit it. I went and got a new hoodie on Sunday because my wife reminded me that I didn't have enough Chiefs gear to wear one every day this week, and apparently that was very important to her.
Yeah.
So I went and added one more to my collection. But if people, we're leading up to the game here. People need some stuff. What have you got available?
So right now we have we do have a couple Chiefs hoodies. The one I'm wearing right now that has the helmet. Which cool thing about this one. Any of the helmet ones, so there's basically, there's a helmet, there's all the Super Bowls.
Right.
They're all 20% off right now.
Nice.
T-shirts, long sleeve if we have any left. All the hoodies are 20% off if they have the helmet on there. So, and there's a sign in there. I'll show you which one.
I got the gold hoodie.
Gold hoodie, that was a 20% off on that one.
With the red helmet.
Yeah. But it had a helmet on there.
I'm gonna say this too, because I'm a little bit of a snob.
Yeah.
The material is fantastic.
Yeah.
That is a soft hoodie.
Yeah, Bella Canvas, that's pretty much all I use. Their stuff is the best. I have one thing I use on Next Level, but I like Bella Canvas. So, and my understanding is correct. Basically, it's kind of cool. All the materials made in the United States. They do have it assembled in South America, but all the materials made here. So when COVID hit and all that stuff, I was still really getting a lot of their stuff. Gildan, I struggled getting some other companies. They actually kept a lot of their stuff in. So that helped out a lot.
Yeah, I just don't want that stiff cardboard hoodie. If it's not soft.
Well, and it shrinks up real bad too.
Yeah.
They have a nice blend. It doesn't shrink up. We get that question all the time. Does it shrink? No. If they're unisex, so they're not real boxy.
Yeah.
Gildan's basically a tube. With that they put armholes on, I would say.
Well, no, I will say I got that brand when we started, because like everybody else, we were bored during the pandemic, right? So we got one of them vinyl machines, right? And so I made right after the first Chiefs Super Bowl. I guess that was 19, right? I made a sweatshirt, and it was a cool design. But gosh, that material was horrible. It shrunk, and when you're round like me, you don't want any. You don't want shrinkage on the shirts. But then, it's just not comfortable at all.
Well, the funny thing is that they won. Well, so the season was 19, but they won in 20.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
And then 2020, and then the pandemic hit, and everybody shut down. But I was able to switch roles, and I was doing masks like crazy. So I was selling. That's a cool thing.
You had a whole rack at Local Foundery.
I had a whole rack there at Greenwood. I mean, I dropped ton of them off every weekend, and I used, I think, Next Level for that, but another American company. So
what's the fun part of all this for? I mean, everybody likes. Not everybody likes owning their own business. I know people that would never want that. For you, but what's the fun? The fun of it.
The fun part is taking it from creation to production. So come up with an idea and actually burning the screens and actually printing the first shirt. That's the fun part. The paperwork nobody likes unless you're into that. But that's the
we
fun
all
part.
have a few of those spreadsheet nerds in our lives.
Well, and that's kind of the cool thing about printing my own stuff is I can actually do that. A lot of people can't. So I just come up with something. My buddy texted me, was it know your role and shut your mouth? Yeah, my buddy, I'm sitting there on the couch. My buddy texts me, he's like, dude, you make that shirt and I'll buy it. So I was like, sure. So I sat there on the couch for about 10 minutes, designed it up, posted it, went to bed. My phone was blowing up by the morning. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm burning a screen and I'm creating a shirt. And we had people flocking in to come get that shirt. I think we ended up on the news with that one.
Yeah.
Foundry,
you got some good play on that one. So what is the time? Are you just thinking of ideas?
Kind
around.
of.
How long does it take you to sit down, create the design, burn the screens?
Yeah,
which I didn't know that was a burning thing. That.
I don't know. It's called burning.
But I had no idea how you get that onto the screen.
Yeah, it's a photography process basically. Yeah.
So how long does that take?
Oh, I can get, so design depends. We're designers, so
right.
sometimes you can do it in 20 minutes.
Sometimes inspiration hits you fast.
Yeah, inspiration. Usually I'm around an hour. I can design something up. So Kelsey Hart Hands, I can design in about an hour.
Yeah.
And then, but to actually, usually what I do is I sit down and start designing, and then I actually am prepping the screens to be burned. So like I wash the screen, prep it, get the coating on there. I'm doing all that stuff while I'm designing. So by the time now I'm printing it out, so I could get stuff. I think I did the new one, When the Champs Go Marching In.
Yeah.
I actually did that Monday around 11. I sat down to start designing it, and I think I print my first shirt at like 1.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's
so
cool.
A couple hours.
I like that shirt, but
Yeah,
and I think I've told you this already.
Yeah, you think? Yeah,
I can't buy it yet.
Yeah.
If I buy it now, it's tempting.
Yeah.
The thing from high atop the place, right?
Yeah. Add everything. Don't do anything different. So, but you have to buy it afterwards, just because
so last Sunday or 2 Sundays ago before the championship, we rearranged our living room furniture.
Yeah.
And halfway through, we kind of stopped. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So luckily we didn't jinx anything. So we were fine.
We'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. I'm Pat. I don't do all the jinx stuff. I used to do that. I used to be really into it. I do everything the same just to make sure. Now I let it go. I don't do any of it anymore.
It's a lot of it is just, it's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun to have weird, just to do it. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Like there's a picture from 22, I think, from that Super Bowl, which is weird. Growing up, I grew up here in Kansas City, right? So like there was so much suffering until this last few years.
Oh yeah.
That it's weird for now that I have trouble thinking which Super Bowl was that.
Yeah.
Well, there's a picture at our house where of my wife where we wouldn't let her come back in the room because she had left and they scored.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope, you've got to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, everything that you're doing when they score, then because if you do something different, they'll stop scoring. Or there's a fumble. You never know.
You never know. You never know. So talk about being back in downtown. You know the downtown area because you've had here, but the growth and there's you are one of many great retailers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with stuff. What's that kind of atmosphere scene like? It's
a little bit different. So. Well, it's funny because being downtown Lee Summit, I mean, obviously there's a growth here. It's very popping. Like I moved Lee Summit because we lived up north, and I moved to Lee Summit in I think it was around 2011 when I moved here the first time. And we just moved in, and you come downtown, and I mean, you could see where it was going. I mean, because they had just redone a lot of the sidewalks and all that stuff. Go look at Google Maps. It's really fun. There's a couple, you can look at years. It's really fun to see prior to sidewalks, after sidewalks.
Right.
But there still wasn't a ton of stuff. I mean, the economy still wasn't the greatest, and there was a couple places down here, but a lot of stuff was closed. But coming back into Lee Summit, after being gone for about 5 years or something like that. It's you just see the growth. I mean, I've done all the shows, Downtown Days, Oktoberfest. You see the way festivals do down here, the amount of foot traffic down here. There's just and I always saw the sales because I would see my shirts selling down here. All that stuff is great, but you can see it's a fun downtown, and it's kind of different. There's not a lot of towns around that have that. I mean, even in Kansas City area. Right. I mean, Lee Summit's different. You go to some of the other towns and you're like, man, there's cool buildings, but not a lot of cool stuff yet.
Right. Yeah.
It's grown a lot. It's grown a lot. And then, so being down here, and then I'm going to add in, basically, I'm going to add in screen printing into the back of the shop, too. So that's going to come.
So you'll be printing at both locations?
Yeah, I'll be printing at both locations, yeah. So that's basically the next goal, but I'm kind of on hold for the Super Bowl.
You got to get through.
I don't want to mess with anything. We're going to reset the store a little bit, but I'm screen printing the back, so people actually get to see the process, which is even cooler, than just seeing me drop stuff off and then run away. You'll actually get to see a screen print in the back.
Yeah, I think people will like that.
Yeah.
The other cool thing I like about the area is like I said, there are several retailers doing these kind of things. Nobody else is screen printing the way you are. But I stopped by, I think it was last weekend or somewhere a weekish ago, and one of the other shop owners was popping by. and
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, I think she might have even bought something too.
Yeah.
So it's cool, and I think it's you don't see it everywhere, but I think there's a nice, and you tell me if this is accurate or not, but I think there's a nice feeling of everybody's kind of feeding each other.
Yeah. No, you have to. You have
competition's fun, but
you have to run downtown like that. You have to. There's just no other way. Like you can't. And it's I have my shop in Pleasant Hill, and if somebody goes out of business in Pleasant Hill, it hurts my business.
Yeah.
So everybody's in it together. I mean, you have to be. You want everybody to succeed, because if like a business were to go out or they're not doing well down here, that's one less reason for them to come downtown. And we want as many reasons for you to come into downtown and support local businesses that you can. So like the bookstore, you may not come down to buy a T-shirt, but if you go get to the bookstore, then heck yeah, you're going to go stop by the T-shirt. Yeah.
All the things.
But the more it's just like our shop in Pleasant Hill. I have the coffee in a T-shirt shop. So
will you be adding coffee to your Lee Summit shop?
No, not at this point. We may, and this is kind of like out there a little bit, we may start doing a little bit of pastries in there. So my sister-in-law who owns... So the whole thing with the coffee shop down there is basically I bought the building in fall 20. I asked my sister-in-law to run my T-shirt shop while I was in there, and she said no. So she goes, but I'd always like to do a coffee shop, and you got a great space for a coffee shop. And I'm like, yeah, I do a great space for a coffee shop. Let's put a coffee shop in there. So I call it the Cracker Barrel model. You walk in the front, there's the gift shop, and then you go get your food. But it's two reasons for somebody to go to the business. So it's helped my sales a lot having that in there. So, but the cool thing is we do, like down there, she does all of her own baking. Like we do everything from scratch. Nothing comes from a box. I mean, I see them bringing in bags of flour. I have no idea what they're doing. They're magician, and they're making all kinds of greatness. But the cool thing is she's got her catering license, so we might be able to do something where
nice.
we actually have a fridge for it too. We just need a little bit of TLC to it, but we have a fridge, so we might end up doing some pastries.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Well, we've talked a lot about the obviously this is Super Bowl week, so we've talked about the Chiefs stuff. Mm-hmm. What else are you making? What other kind of graphic stuff that people want to swing in and maybe grab?
Yeah. So what we want to do now, I will, obviously when the Chiefs win, I will have kids stuff, but I want to have a kids section in there. So like people ask all the time, hey, where are your kids shirts? And I'm like, well, it's tough. The tough thing is you can't just you don't use the same graphic because it'll be huge.
Right.
So, and I do everything by hand, so it's a whole new set of screens. But I want to have a official kids section in there. So we can actually have kids product, like kids shirts and stuff like that. And there might be some like things that maybe are a little bit different on some of the kids apparel, maybe we'll do some different stuff, but yeah, we want to have definitely kids stuff. And I'm going out on a limb here. I want to have some baby stuff in there too. Cause when you get into kids, people want onesies and stuff like that too. So yeah, I want to
Will you be doing adult onesies?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I could see Jason Kelsey wearing it. Travis, I don't know, but Jason definitely, I could see him doing the onesie.
I think if you made one specifically, they would wear it on air.
They'd wear it. Yeah,
somebody would wear it on air.
That's my goal. Is I want somebody famous to wear one of my shirts. I had people semi-famous, but I've had people text me.
I don't count, is what you're saying?
You're semi-famous. No, I want somebody famous. I've had my shirts. So I've been on the news several times for some reason. I don't know why. All for good reasons. But yeah, I want somebody. It'd be cool to get like a Paul Rudd or something like that to wear one of my shirts. I don't know how to do it though. Like, I don't know. Do you and I'm afraid if I just send it in, it would just go into the trash. Cause it has to go through so many filters, he probably gets like so much mail. I'm like, do I go, I don't know how to do it. It'd be awesome though if I can get somebody to do it. Yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I want to shout out you have a cool Casey Current shirt. That's awesome. I think people should check out. Yeah. My son has suddenly this year become a sports fan. Yeah, and I think a lot of it actually was because, he sees his parents watching the Chiefs all the time.
Yeah.
But like, I think the current thing just kind of that picked up because it's such a cool story.
Yeah.
How this is happening right here in Kansas City. But yeah, so he grabbed that one immediately.
Yeah.
But yeah,
well, that's totally my wife's idea. She goes, you got to do a current shirt. And I hadn't even thought about it. Like, I thought about it, but I was like, okay, that became that I sold more of those shirts this summer than anybody else. So even with the Royals doing really good, that shirt sold really well. People are loving the Casey current stuff. It's just
the whole story behind it is so good that everybody can feel a part of it.
Yeah.
And that, nowhere else in the world is there a professional women's stadium.
Anytime you're on like the beginning part of it, so like the Chiefs are established. I mean, they're great, but they're established. They've been here forever. They're kind of larger than life in a way. Yeah. But people kind of feel a little bit more of a part of it with the current because you're like on the grassroots. You're like on the base. Like you're like where they started. I mean, it doesn't help. It helps that they're playing well too, but it also you're in the start of it. So. So I think, there is a little bit of a connection to it. Cool place for a stadium, small. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not I like when big.
I pick people up from the airport or take them to the airport or whatever. I love taking that route to go by. Like, hey, check this out.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. And I lived, actually when I moved to Kansas City in 2001, I lived down in, Quality Hill.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd walk over to River Market and you'd walk down there and there was like nothing. I mean, it was just the park, which is fine. I mean, you could go biking, people would go down there. Now it's like hot. That whole area is growing. So crazy. Power and light, all that stuff. So,
well, what's next that you're excited about for the Local Foundry shop that people maybe want to come check out?
I got to get the printing in there. That's my next thing. We got to get it in there. Yeah. Like I said, the only thing, I'm waiting on a heater right now. I already messaged them. I want to get printing in there. So once we get through our Super Bowl, get all that stuff done and ready to go. We'll be getting printing in there. I think it's important to see that. So we do a lot of custom work for people, and I can't do one-offs because we do classic printing,
right?
But we can do like small runs for people, which some of the bigger guys,
or office building or a scout troop or something.
I do a lot of 24 to 48 shirts. There's a lot of people that just need 24 to 48.
If people want that, how can they reach out to you?
And so they can at Brian at PressMonkeyStudio.com. Brian with an I, and it's Press Monkey Studio, not studios with an S. Just one studio.
Just one.
Yeah. Brian at PressMonkeyStudio.com. Is the best way to do it. And then, I can easily like send you a quote or talk you through it, that type of thing.
Awesome.
But and we could do it on basically anything. I mean, Bella Canvas, I usually tend to push people towards that, but we do Gildan and stuff like that too. That, if you're looking for a more economical version, and Gildan Soft Style is probably one of their best shirts that they offer. And it's kind of like an in-between. You're not having to pay up for Bella Canvas, but, you're kind of, you get a little bit of a discount. So, yeah.
Well, while we're on that subject, if people want to follow, if they want to follow you on the socials or find you, how can they find you?
They can follow me. So we have Instagram, Facebook, Press Monkey Studio. And then we also I actually took over the Local Foundry Facebook page. I'm still working on getting the Instagram one working well for me, but I own that one too. So we post on all three. Basically Instagram and Facebook. That's where we do a lot of our stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. And one more time, the Local Foundry in downtown, what's the address there? 13 Southeast 3rd Street.
Is it 13? I thought it was 15.
Is it 15? Dang it, now I'm wrong.
I think it's 15. I think it's 15 Southeast 3rd Street.
I was trying to show you up, and I think I messed it up.
Yeah.
We're going to leave that in, by the way. I'm not editing this out.
Oh crap! All right, I think
We're
right in the downtown.
Yeah,
you can't
right
miss
right in the heart. You can't miss it. It's on 3rd Street between Douglas and Southeast.
It used
Main.
to be. Was it Summit Sports?
Well, everybody used to go there to get the letters on their letter jackets.
Yeah.
for the longest time.
We stole the sign in the back. I have it. Yeah, the old green sign's in the back.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, Brian, hey, thanks for coming on the show this week and for taking over the Foundry, because we don't like those guys, Dave and Ben. It's actually a part of this podcast that I try to downplay Dave and Ben's contributions to the community as much as possible.
Yeah.
Even though Dave is our Citizen of the Year, whatever.
I know. He's still wearing that sash around everywhere.
Oh, he's got a crown.
Oh, he does have a crown. I figured as much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he actually floats. He doesn't even walk.
No.
He floats now. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just because he's an evil spirit.
Yeah. Well, that's true too. Yeah.
We love you, Dave.
Yeah, but you actually introduced me to Dave.
Really?
I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. Yeah. It's during downtown days.
And you first started?
Yeah.
I do kind of remember.
Yeah. You're like, you got to meet this guy, Dave. He does the same, because we kind of came from the same background. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was he ran graphics for the Star for a long time.
Yeah.
Which, again, another reason for me to jealously dislike him.
Yeah.
The dude's got a Pulitzer.
Yeah. Oh, he does?
Yeah. So he was part of the team that covered the Skywalk collapse.
Oh, wow. I don't have anything that cool.
At Crown Center, yeah. No, Dave.
I do have a patent, though.
Ooh. What's that on?
I
mean, you buried the lead there. We should talk about that earlier.
A double flip fold.
Is
double
that in
flip
your
fold
pop-up book stuff?
Yeah, it's a pop-up book thing. It's a pop-up thing. It's funny because we were in the process of getting the patent before I left, and then the lawyers called me about 6 months out, and they're like, "Hey, this is Hallmark." I don't know what he said. I'm Hallmark lawyers or whatever. Hallmark Legal calls me. It's Hallmark Legal, and I'm like, "Oh crap!
Oh no!
Did
I sign the wrong papers?"
It goes, we just need you to sign this patent thing because everything's going through. I finally went through around December. So I had to sign some paperwork. But I got a patent now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. But it signed and everything went through after I had left.
I feel like you need a framed copy of that in the shop.
You know what's funny? When you get a patent, you get so many people trying to sell you stuff.
Oh, I bet.
I get. That's how I knew it went through, is because all of a sudden I got like 4 different things in the mail saying, "Hey, you can buy this patent plaque for your house. It's only $300." That's
like, thanks. I'll make my own.
Yeah. I just want to print it out. I'll put it in a frame. Yeah. So I got a patent after I left Hallmark, but for
That's
Hallmark.
Awesome.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Brian, thanks again for coming on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll see you out at the store. If anybody's looking for good, especially Chiefs gear right now,
dude.
Stop by the Local Foundry.
Yeah. You got to get all your stuff.
And if the win happens, shirts will be there.
Monday, I'm hoping by 10, 12 o'clock at the latest, we'll have shirts.
Awesome.
In the store.
Well, and here at Link to Lee Summit, if we see anything, we will share it out. Make sure everybody knows.
Very
That'll wrap us up for this week. We'll talk to everybody next time.
Thanks.